This is the flag of St George, the patron saint of England. It's fair to say it's had a bit of a difficult reputation. For many centuries it was associated with killing French, killing Welsh and the Crusades, and today it's often used by these guys. This is a shame, because if people knew the real story of St George they'd realise this impression is about as wrong as you could get. Firstly, this is the man who sacrificed his life for religious freedom. According to the story, St George worked for the Roman Emperor Diocletian, and when he started persecuting Christians, St George made a stand. Despite being offered gifts of land and money, George said no and was tortured and executed for it. Today we'd call him a human rights activist. Talking of torture, this man was as hard as nails. According to the stories, he was lacerated on a wheel of swords, forced to wear iron boots into which nails had been hammered, beaten over the head with a hammer, given a burning hot helmet to wear, pierced with iron hooks, had molten lead poured into his mouth, and put inside a bronze ball lined with nails and spun around. Oh yeah, and then decapitated. In fact, according to one story, he was killed 3 separate times before being resurrected again and again by the Archangel Michael, so that he could undergo more torture, thus being extra holy. Cheers, Michael. The man was totally modern England in his multicultural background. His parents were from 2 different Roman provinces and were Greeks living in modern-day Turkey. And when his father died, Georgie too immigrated to look for work, ending up as a soldier in the Emperor's army. St George is totally multinational. As well as England, he's a patron saint of Ethiopia, Georgia, Greece, Moldova, Lithuania, Malta, Portugal, Palestine, Russia and Turkey. Not to mention a whole bunch of other places. George is multi-religious. In the Middle East, he's often identified as the Muslim figure Al-Qadr, and today his shrine in the West Bank is still attended by some Jews and Muslims. The man slayed a dragon! A dragon, people! Dragon! Okay, the way he did it was a bit weird, because apparently after rescuing some lady, he insisted on using her girdle on the dragon as a kind of leash, getting her to lead the dragon around before the actual killing took place. But still, Scotland's patron saint was a fisherman, and St Patrick was a shepherd who did a bit of baptising, and they both get national holidays. In Rio de Janeiro, St George's Day is celebrated with street parties, flowers, songs, drums and fireworks, and we can't even manage a day off work. St George was born abroad. Why is this a reason to celebrate him? Well, because recruiting from abroad is the most English thing ever. There's our kings and queens from France, Holland and Germany. Our language, a fluid compound of German, Greek, Roman and French. Our food, and not to mention, well, all of us. Beaker people from Germany, Celts from France, Romans, Jutes, Angles, Saxons, Dutch, Africans, Lascars, Chinese, French, Irish, Huguenots, Indian and Bengali, Jews escaping persecution, workers from the Caribbean, Vietnamese, Ugandans, Somalians, Polish. I mean basically anyone who wasn't here before 6000 BC when the rising sea levels formed the island we now live on. This national genius for welcoming and stealing ideas from abroad and adopting them as our own has always been part of what it is to be English. It's given us a national drink made from a Far Eastern tree, sweetened with an ingredient from the West Indies, a national song about a city in the Middle East, and a multinational immigrant dragon-slaying patron saint to be proud of.